Hello students, welcome to classes in political science. In your class 10 syllabus, we have to learn the basics of the Indian constitutions. However, before going to the details of Indian constitution, we must learn the timeline of the constitution. Timeline of the constitution means its brief history with regard to time, like what happened, who gave the idea and how it was finalized. So to understand this entire story, brief story, you have to go back to 1934. Now, what happened in 1934? In 1934, a communist leader, very popular, M.N. Roy, gave the idea of forming the Constituent Assembly. Now, what is a Constituent Assembly? Constituent Assembly is an assembly or group of people who will be entrusted with the responsibility of forming the Constitution of India. Now, fast forward, if we go to 1935 to 1938, during this period, Indian National Congress led by Jawaharlal Nehru, INC, Indian National Congress, they demanded the Constituent Assembly from British. And as you know, INC was a very big force back then. Okay. Succumbing to the pressure, in 1940, August Offer took place. August Offer is a very important event in Indian modern history. You shall learn about these events in modern history. In August Offer, the British accepted the proposal of Constituent Assembly. This was okayed by the British in 1940. Now, to implement this, in 1942, Sir Stafford Cripps was sent to India to make plans for the forming of Constituent Assembly. The Cripps Commission obviously put forward some recommendations, but here's the interesting point: these all recommendations were rejected by the Muslim League. You must know about Muslim League. So why they rejected this? Because Muslim Leagues were demanding two separate Constituent Assembly, one for India, one for Pakistan. Alright, so 1942 Cripps mission failed. After that, something very interesting happened in 1945. In 1945, elections were held in England and Labour Party formed their government over there. Okay, and the Labour Party were in favor of framing Constituent Assembly for India. So, in 1946, March 15, in 1946, March 15, Cabinet Mission came to India. Very important event in Indian history. Cabinet Mission. Okay, and they also considered the demands put forward by Muslim League and it was accepted. As a result of that, December 9, 1946, Constituent Assembly was formed. Constituent Assembly was formed. December 9, 1946. Very important date. Okay. Now, the Constituent Assembly was entrusted with the responsibility of framing the Constitution. So, they started working and they created many committees and all. The most important committee was formed in 29 August 1947. This date is very important from examination point of view. What happened on that day? Drafting committee was formed. Drafting committee. What is the responsibility of this committee? This committee was supposed to design and make a draft copy of the Constitution of India. This drafting committee, the chairman of this committee was B.R. Ambedkar. The chairman of this committee was B.R. Ambedkar. Very important point again. Okay, and that is why B.R. Ambedkar is called the father of the Indian Constitution. Alright, so meeting took place and drafting committee meet for several meetings, and after that they put the draft copy of the constitution on 26 November 1949, and this draft copy was signed by then President Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay. Now, interesting thing about Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was the permanent president of the Constituent Assembly also. Okay. After that, finally, so this was the date when it was adopted. The Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949. But interestingly, the Constitution of India came into effect from 26 January 1950 only. So there was a gap, implementation gap. Alright, so this point is very crucial. So let me rewrite this thing again. So the Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949, isn't it? And it was effective from 26 January 1950, isn't it? We got independence in 15 August 1947, isn't it? So the problem is, if it is implemented from this date, effective from this date, what happened in this period from 15 August 1947 to 26 January 1950? This is very interesting. During this period, India was ruled according to the Government of India Act 1935. Very important. Okay, so in this video I have furnished all the dates for you people. You have to remember all the dates. This is the date when it was adopted, this was the date when it was effective. During this period, Government of India Act 1935. Okay, so we have learned a brief timeline of the Constitution of India. From the next video onwards, we shall learn the Constitution in details.